Controversial 15-round decision to the WBA champion Bernardo Penyango. And there you see Duarte in his locker room getting ready for this big fight. His is a story that's paradoxical because for all his talent in fighting others, some of his biggest battles have been waged fighting against himself. Two thoughts have been uppermost in Frankie Duarte's mind this week. One is to come back from his controversial loss to Bernardo Penyango, a fight in which Duarte had knocked down the champion. But overshadowing that loss is the continual celebration of a victory over the self-inflicted wounds caused by heroin addiction in his old Venice, California neighborhood.
Most kids were out playing baseball, getting into athletics. We had nothing better to do than to hang out in alleyways like this and sniff blue. We advanced to the downers like Reds. Eventually, by the time we're 22 years old, doing heroin.
Duarte's career was promising, but alcohol and drugs hit him and his family harder than any single punch could.
If he was out, nobody could sleep because we were wondering if they were going to call us from jail. He's in jail again, or, you know, go pick him up at 2 in the morning at the Venice jail. He's drunk driving, and, you know, just, we were worried, you know, pretty much about him.
It's really sad that I wasted so much time.
It was his love of boxing and his dream of someday being a champion that brought him back from the depths. But one day his determination was put to the ultimate test.
A friend of mine asked me to do a job to weld something for him on his truck. He happened to be the connection. I went to the house, did the welding job for him. After I was done with the welding job, he told me, here, either you can have $25 or you could have a spoon, you know, of heroin. And right there, I knew that it was going to be one or the other. Either my comeback was going to be successful or I was going to go right back to the bottom. I took the money. I said, I'll take the money. I stuck my chest out. I felt real good about myself.
But conquering drugs did not automatically qualify Duarte to reconquer the ring on his return.
As far as his conditioning and overall, physical well-being was, he wasn't in great shape at all. He wasn't in any shape. So we started really from scratch as far as conditioning. And his experience, his skills, you know, you forget your skills after a while. It's not like riding a bike.
Can Frankie Duarte still become a world champion? He cuts easily, and at age 32, the odds are against him. But whether or not his boxing comeback continues, Duarte has already proven that he can get up off the canvas in a far bigger arena.
If it wasn't for boxing, I might have been dead right now. The comeback was to save my own life. Where it all pays off is when they announce me as the winner and I see the fans cheer me on.
Well, I've been joined here at our host location at the Forum by boxing analyst Gil Clancy. And Gil, what an extraordinary story, Frankie Duarte. I have to wonder how he has dealt with the loss to Penyango after making that incredible comeback. Huge disappointment.
Tim, as hard as he worked to get into the position that he did, and then have the judges raise Penyango's hand, it had to take the heart out of the kid. And it shows the kind of a man he is, not to let it finish him, but to come back and be in the condition he's in today to defend his title.
Well, he wants very badly to meet Davila again, of course, because this is a rematch of a fight 10 years ago when, at that time, Davila stopped him in 5 rounds with a TKO. Is this the same Duarte in terms of style and attitude?
Tim, style-wise, it's the same Duarte, but a completely different guy. 10 years ago when he fought Davila, when he was having all his drug problems. This is a completely different guy. The Duarte that I saw fight Penyango is not the same Duarte, a much better fighter.
Well, Albert Davila has not had nearly the dramatic story of his life in boxing that Duarte has, but he's really had quite an incredible career. We'll be back to talk more about the former world champion, Albert Davila, after these. We are now at ringside here on the Forum, just about ready for Frankie Duarte and Albert Davila. The excitement is building, and these two local heroes have a lot of fans in the Los Angeles area, including a lot of the celebrity types. Jerry Buss, owner of the Lakers, is here, and Elton John. And the man next to him, familiar to all fight fans, and he's usually at the big fights in L.A. and Las Vegas and elsewhere, Sylvester Stallone. And and many other celebrities here at ringside. Well, we told you that Albert Davila, while perhaps not having such a dramatic life to tell you about as Frankie Duarte has, in many ways has had a lot of emotional and physical setbacks of his own over a 60-fight career, 6 world title appearances. Indeed, in his 4th try at the world title, when he finally won the vacant crown against Kiko Bejinas, Bejinas ultimately died of injuries suffered in the ring after that fight. And then he had the title taken away from him when he was unable to defend because of an injury suffered outside the ring. So he has had his turmoil as well, but he is a workmanlike guy. And Gil Clancy, one of the things that's impressive about, I think, Albert Davila more than anything else is its dedication and the work ethic he displays after 14 years of boxing.
Tim, training is tough, and after 14 years, it can certainly get boring. But watching him in the gym the other day was a pleasure. His concentration, his dedication, it's all there. He's just a great kid.
I know you had a chance to talk to him yesterday over at the Airport Park Hotel right near the Forum here, and in that conversation, it's clear that even at the age of 32, he still loves this game and is still learning from it.
Even to this day, I'm still learning a lot. You know, I see guys do some things in the gym that I try, and they work for me. I enjoy them. You know, I'm still learning. You know, and then I base my longevity that I've been taking care of myself all this time and never, you know, abusing my body, go out and, you know, have parties and all that stuff all the time. You know, that'll come later, hopefully.
Do you expect Frankie to use the same walk-in style as last time?
I kind of do, yes. You know, his style comes straight at you, and you know, I think that the number one thing he's going from is the conditioning, and he's got a lot of heart. But I think as far as the, you know, the style, everything's the same. It just slowed down a little bit, I believe.
What about you? Have you slowed down any?
Oh, I'm sure we have. It's 10 years ago, so we do slow down a little bit. But like I say, I feel real good, and I've trained real hard for this fight, and I'm expecting a hard fight, so I'm ready for anything.
Who do you think the crowd will be for in this fight?
I think it'll be evenly divided. I have a lot of people coming to the fight, and you know, we're both local products, so it's a very interesting fight. You know, we fought 10 years ago, and at that time it was a real hot fight too. So this is even, I think it means more now, because I think the winner will go on to a title fight, and who knows what the loser will do.
Well, there is Albert Davila, 53 victories, 8 losses, 1 draw, 25 knockouts, not known as an explosive puncher, but the kind of guy that wears you down. And at age 32, no trouble at all making the weight of 118 pounds. He'll have a lot of fans here from the Pomona area. That's his home. Worked as a guy loading beer trucks for a lot of years. Now a full-time boxer and family man, and just a delightful, fine young person. Here's Frankie Duarte, that incredible story, a battle with drugs and alcohol, and 5 years of just absolute misery. Suddenly back in the picture, perhaps with yet another chance at a world title. The loser of a controversial decision to Bernardo Penyango here in Los Angeles back in February. From nearby Venice, California, down on the beach. And he will have his contingent of enthusiastic fans as he enters the ring. So Duarte defends his NABF bantamweight crown against Albert Davila. When we return after these words from your forum in Los Angeles, let's go to ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you and welcome to the NABF 12-round Bantamweight Championship. Judges at ringside, we have Vince Delgado, Bill Graham, and Dr. James Jen-Kin. Referee in charge of this bout is Lou Filippo. Now introducing to you, on my left in the blue corner, fighting out of Pomona, California, weighing in at 118 pounds. With a record of 53 wins, 8 losses, and 1 draw, and 25 wins by way of knockout. The number 2 ranked NABF bantamweight, please welcome Albert Davila. And in the red corner, fighting out of Venice, California, and weighing in tonight 117 1/2 pounds. He has a professional record of 42 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw, with 32 big wins by way of knockout, and he is the NABF Bantamweight Champion, ladies and gentlemen, Frankie Duarte.
Well, perhaps a slight tilt for Frankie Duarte in the hearts of the fans here at the Forum, but a good contingent of Davila fans here as expected. The referee for today's bout is Lou Filippo from Downey, California. There they are, almost equal in every department except at height. Duarte, taller of the two. Davila has always been considered one of the shorter, effective bantamweights, former world champion, and probably the median height for bantamweights would be somewhere between the two. Duarte is a tall bantamweight, and Davila a short one. Round number 1 scheduled for 12. Years later, the result of the first time around, the 5th round TKO scored by Davila. So much has transpired in that 10-year period to both these young men.
Tim, Duarte is a big puncher with his right hand, and Albert Davila puts his punches together a lot better than Frankie does. I think it's going to be the one big bomb against the combinations.
And Davila gives him one right back. It's remarkable just that two 32-year-old fighters can easily make the weight at 118 pounds. Most of the time, Gil, as you well know, the lighter weighted fighters are in retirement by this age.
Well, Tim, I guess either one of them could have been a jockey. That's true, though, Tim. Lighter weight guys usually mature a lot earlier, and a lot of them are finished by the time they're 22, 23 years of age. These guys are still fighting 32 years of age. It's remarkable. Two remarkable guys.
Duarte ranked number 4 in the world at this point as a result of his recent comeback. 9 victories out of 11 fights since his return to the ring. And Davila, the number 1 ranked by the WBC. Solid jabs again by Davila. A minute to go in round 1. Combination by Duarte.
Well, Duarte has that long right hand. You don't think it's going to reach you, and it hits you right on the chin.
Two things that won't be a factor in this fight: conditioning and heart. They're equal in many departments.
They may be bantamweights, but they're heavyweights in the heart department, Tim. Both of them.
First round scheduled for 12. An ABF title at stake. Champion Duarte, challenger Davila. Duarte missed with the right hand.
There's those combinations of Davila, though, Tim. That's going to score the points.
And another good one, just as you said it, Gil. We're in the final seconds of round number 1. Round number 2 scheduled for 12. Albert Davila in the maroon trunks with white trim. Frankie Duarte in black and white.
Duarte scored a good right hand over Davila's jab, Tim. There's another good right hand. That's going to be the key, the right hand against the combination, and a good right hand by Davila.
A good combination by Davila, and another solid left. Pace picking up here early in round 2. Both scoring punches, solid shots. Another stiff jab from Davila.
I like Davila's concentration, Tim.
Stepping in with a jab and landing again. Both fighters so far in this round working only to the head. A right from Duarte and a left back from Davila, and they're scoring now at will.
Davila told me when I spoke to him that he was going to be working on Frankie's body. He said that's how he heard him in the last fight, and thought that was the key. But so far, as you say, almost all the punches are head punches then.
Well, you've got almost interesting corners as you have fighters here today. And Davila's corner, former featherweight champ Danny Lopez, John Montez Sr., and the Goosens of the 10 Goose Boxing Club. Joe the trainer, Greg, the former Met ball player, in the corner of Frankie Duarte. Solid combination by Duarte, backing up Davila for the first time. Davila pulls his way forward. He lands a sharp left hook. Another solid jab from Davila. Been able to sneak that in that upward path against the taller Duarte. And a beautiful big right uppercut.
Tim, beautiful combination off that right uppercut. Oh, another good right.
Another by Davila. Now working to the body, up and down. Under a minute to go, round 2. Punishing round.
Tim, Duarte is not going to out-hustle Davila. He's going to have to hit him and hurt him.
Davila able to score with that jab almost at will, picking his spots, eye on the target, and shooting it up. There's a little blood at the left corner of the eye of Davila.
Tim, the difference is Davila uses his legs. Frankie fights flat-footed. That's why he can punch a little harder. But he gives up mobility to get that power, and he's much easier to hit.
Duarte banging to the body in the last exchange. Final seconds, round number 2. Heavy punching by both fighters. Round number 3, Davila and Duarte, and the pace really picked up in the second round. Still, I scored it closely for Davila, but the damage in terms of physical damage was done by Duarte. There's a slight cut at the left corner of the left eye of Davila.
But that's one of those right hands of Duarte. He reaches him with that right hand every once in a while, Tim, and it's a powerful punch.
Good work in the corner on it by John Montez. By Duarte. That one fell short. Now with the jab. Better start in this round by Duarte. But a solid uppercut from Davila. Led with that twice now, made it pay off.
Davila's like a little businessman in there, Tim. He concentrates, he moves his hands like a machine. Punches by Davila. He'll pay off later on, or maybe early.
And a solid jab again. The difference thus far is that Davila's made more of his punches count.
The difference is Davila is a much more elusive target than Duarte. He's a taller guy. Duarte stands right up there. It's not too hard to hit. Albert moves side to side. He's a little guy, and he moves that head pretty good.
Telling them to watch their heads inside. Nobody wants to see this fight end because of cuts from a butt, accidental or otherwise.
Now you're watching a 5'2" guy land good stiff jabs. You don't have to be tall to have a good jab, Tim. It's all in the timing.
Under a minute to go in round 3. Another grueling round. Furious pace. No resting at all. They have not been on the ropes. It's all been like this.
And Duarte has been successful to the body, Tim. Last 30 seconds of this round. And Albert's mouth is wide open.
Combination by Davila, and another right hand scored. Backed up Duarte.
Backed him up, Mike.
Another right hand. Duarte on a little wobbly legs, but just fighting on instinct here. Firing punches, trying to move Davila back. Final seconds of round 3. At the end of round 3, and Frankie Duarte coming back looking a little shop-worn from that combination, and then the follow-up immediately after a 2-punch combination. He took another right-hand shot from Davila, and he's looking a little hurt in his corner. Joe Goose and the trainer on him will go back and see the action from round 3.
There's that stiff jab, sets up the right hand right on the button, Tim. Well, look, another good right hand on the button. They said Duarte has a chin of iron, and he sure does. When a guy gets hit with a right hand like that, he's supposed to be on the floor. Meanwhile, Duarte was firing right back.
Go to work, Frank.
More body, Frank. You're rocking.
Pull that thing down.
Work up.
Get that
down, Frankie, then work back up.
You hit him with that hook, Frank.
Water. Come here. Give me the water, Greg.
What?
Gotta get going. Frankie.
Let's go.
Hit him at the end of the mouth, Frankie.
Round number 4, scheduled for 12. Duarte, the defending NABF champion. Number 1 world ranked by the WBC, Albert Davila. Ahead on our cards through the first 3 hard-fought rounds. Right hand by Duarte, snapping back the head of Davila. Down goes Duarte, flash knockdown. Duarte up immediately, indicating he's all right. Had never been off his feet in his career except for the fight against Davila 10 years ago, and it's Davila who sends him down this time.
There's the same punch, Tim. Same punch. It's between a hook and a jab.
Davila pressing the issue here in round 4. And another left lands. Davila fighting like an artist to this point.
Like a little machine, Tim.
Now some blood under the right eye of Duarte, an abrasion there as Davila goes to work on the head of the taller Duarte.
Duarte has to move a little, Tim. Goes in the same direction all the time.
Solid left to the body from Davila. All of this action taking place right in the middle of the ring. Clinches have been rare. Count them on one hand.
Duarte is in trouble right now, Tim.
He is, and he's having trouble finding Davila at all.
And Davila can't miss him. Look at those combinations. When you get these neighborhood brawls, Tim, the guys just won't fall down.
Duarte from nearby Venice, California. Davila from Pomona. Pounding away at each other here in the 4th.
Davila just doesn't stop punching.
Remember, these guys are 32 years old. These are not youngsters in the division. A 10-year-old rematch.
Good right hand by Duarte, Tim. That hurt Davila. There's that big right hand.
That's his best hope. Now trying to force it. Duarte backing up Davila for the first time. And round number 5 scheduled for 12 after Davila had dominated round 4. A big finish by Duarte, rocking Davila back into the ropes with a tough right hand. Let's see what effect, if any, it had as we start round number 5. Combination scored by Davila.
He has to get out of Davila's punching range, Tim. He has to take a step to the side. Anytime he's there, this kid's, his hands are like a surgeon's.
Duarte's corner urging him to set the pace, get off first. Try to back up Davila. Does it effectively at this point. Right hand lead from Davila lands again. 2 solid lefts and a right behind it. 2 more lefts from Davila.
Duarte has to make a war out of this, Tim. He has to keep moving his hands.
Another Davila.
Albert just keeps pumping away, pumping away. And now that left eye of Davila is starting to look a little angry.
A little blood coming from it and some more obvious swelling. Slight abrasion under the right eye of Duarte, and neither of these little nicks a surprise at all. They were expected. Duarte now pressuring Davila back.
Hold it, no punching. Let's not get the rough stuff going. Come on.
Albert has his mouth wide open, Tim. He's taking deep breaths. And Duarte's just stone-faced in there. No emotion.
Davila continues to pepper away with effective combinations thrown from short range.
If I was Duarte, I'd be using that right hand overtime and aim it right at Albert's chest. That way he'd hit something with it. Knock him off balance. If he doesn't nail him on the chin.
Coming to the end of round number 5. Round number 6. Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy watching a grueling affair. Albert Davila in the burgundy trunks with white trim. Frankie Duarte defending his NABF bantamweight crown in the black trunks. Little blood from that cut at the corner of the left eye of Davila. Say it'll be difficult for Duarte to win a decision in this fight just by the nature of the styles and the force of the fight thus far.
Well, Tim, that was my premise before the fight. He's not going to outwork Albert Davila. Davila's like a little machine in there. He's going to score the points. Duarte has to land the big punch. He's going to have to get him out of there to win this fight.
We have a 4-1 for Davila on our cards. Judges are Vince Delgado from nearby City of Commerce, California, Bill Graham from Las Vegas, Dr. James Jenkin from Huntington Beach. There was one flash knockdown in the first round.
Davila has slowed down a little, Tim. He's not as busy as he had been in the previous rounds.
Duarte just landed a good straight right hand. Well, they have set a very fast pace in the early going.
There's that right hand on that cut again, Tim.
There's a combination by Duarte.
And Davila is not punching back. It's not typical of Albert Davila.
Duarte finding some punching room and finding the target.
Well, we know Suna said he couldn't outwork him, and he started to outwork Davila inside.
Under a minute to go, and a good right hand backs up Davila again. Both fighters trying to work the body a little more. Straight right hand from Davila landed.
Now Duarte's moving those hands.
Combination by Davila, left and right. Davila rallying here. Under 30 seconds to go in round 6. On the left by Davila.
Set it up with that right hand to the body, Tim.
Good body shot.
Now, this fight is as advertised, a war between these two Los Angelinos. Final seconds of round 6. Round number 7, and they touched gloves as they came out. A lot of respect here.
Tim, I think this is a key round in the fight. Duarte expended a tremendous amount of energy last round. If he can do that again this round, he's right in the fight. But the way he sat down on that stool at the end of the last round, he looked very, very tired to me.
Well, we gave Duarte the last 2 rounds after the first 4 to Davila. One of those, round 2, very close, so judges may have seen that differently.
This is the key, though, Tim. If he can put those rounds together back to back, which is a very difficult thing to do the way he worked that last round. Getting nailed with those jabs of Davila's.
Duarte again. And he backs up Davila with the right hand.
He's the harder puncher, Tim. No question about that. Duarte's the harder puncher.
Doesn't seem to do as well when they get close, though, Gil. He's got to be out there where he can sling that.
Well, the little short guy has the advantage inside. He puts those nice short punches together.
There's a right hand by Duarte. Landed right on that cut near the corner of the left eye of Davila. Solid left by Davila again. Another one. Duarte doesn't seem to get a lot of power in his punches, Gil, but of course they do score points, and now he's opened that cut again. A lot of blood streaming down from the cut at the corner of the left eye of Davila.
Well, Davila's going to have to let it all hang out now, Tim. That is an angry cut. That is an angry, angry cut.
From Davila. Under 30 seconds we go. Round 7. Scheduled for 12, remember. NABF title at stake. Both landing. Tremendous exchange. Final seconds of the 7th round. They'll be busy in Davila's corner. All right, we are back. Tim Ryan with Gil Clancy. Here's how that cut was opened up as Duarte connecting with his head there to the head of Davila, and you see Davila immediately moving his hand up to wipe away the blood. They're working on it in the corner. Dr. Bernhard Schwartz of the California Commission came in to have a look at it, and under a new rule established here in California, they have extended the 60-second rest period until the doctor leaves the ring. Time is stopped, and so the cornerman, in this case John Montez Sr., gets a full opportunity, full 60 seconds to work on his fighter.
I think that's a very good rule too, Tim, because a lot of times when a guy gets cut, the doctor comes in, he spends 15, 20 seconds examining the cut. That takes away from the cornerman's ability to stop it. Very, very good rule.
Well, the key is that they were unable to stop it very effectively. Blood still running out there. Duarte landed a solid punch on it. Now, the butt, we should hasten to add, did not appear to be deliberate. The taller Duarte was bobbing and weaving as he's doing now, and he came up and connected with Davila. It did not appear to be intentional when it happened. Could well be the factor in this fight. We've given the last 3 rounds to Duarte, although they've all been close to how the judges are seeing it. Who knows? But right now, we have it 4 rounds to 3 for Davila.
What Albert is doing now, he's trying to protect the cut, and I don't think that's what he should be doing. He should let it all hang out now and try to get Duarte out of there.
We're in round 8, scheduled for 12.
Duarte is very effective when he's throwing those short punches in bunches.
Sharp left by Davila. We're in round number 8. A grueling fight from the opening bell. One flash knockdown early by Davila. A cut at the left eye of the shorter man, Davila, from an accidental butt. In the last round, round number 7, and it's been like this all the way if you just joined us. Duarte and Davila, an all-out war. Right hand by Davila lands. Tim Ryan with Gil Clancy watching one of the better efforts of the year in boxing. The NABF Bantamweight title. Under a minute to go in this 8th round.
Well, Duarte has certainly slowed down the Davila machine. He's not punching the way he was punching earlier, Tim. Now it's 1 or 2 punches and stop.
Davila established the furious pace early. Duarte did his best to stay with him, but as we scored the first 4 rounds, they went to Davila. Since then, Duarte has rallied. A solid combination by Davila. Duarte stays right there.
chin he has, Tim.
Right hand by Davila. And punches inside by Davila, scoring another right hand. Final seconds of the 8th round. Davila pouring it on, but Duarte battles back. Round number 9. Tim Ryan with Gil Clancy. There's a look at that cut to the corner of the left eye of Albert Davila. John Montez Sr. working feverishly on it between rounds. Each time they've come out, they've touched gloves. And it's just a sign of the respect and sportsmanship in the middle of one of the toughest wars, and certainly in 1987.
Tim, and you know when you say they touch gloves, strangely enough, they're friends outside the ring. That so often happens when you put two friends in the ring. That this is the kind of fight you get. They respect each other. They both have ability. They both have all the heart in the world. That's the ingredients for a great fight.
Frankie Duarte defending his NABF bantamweight crown. Albert Davila, the former world champion, ranked #1 in the world, trying to get yet another world title opportunity. Lands a big right hand. Another one. Duarte's face now swollen badly around both eyes.
Left eye, Tim, is virtually shut.
Davila getting a little more movement back in here in this 9th round.
Well, he's moving his legs, Tim, but he's not moving his hands as effectively as he was in the earlier rounds. But who could? I mean, with the pace these guys have set. Unbelievable.
32 years of age, each of them 32. Remarkable performance. We said conditioning and heart would not favor either man.
Blood. Albert's trying to get the blood out of his left eye, Tim. It's bothering him. Going into the eye.
Little snap gun from each man, as you might expect 9 rounds into this pace. If you just joined us, the way it's been right from the opening bell. Under a minute to go. One flash knockdown scored early by Davila. Davila's face just a mask of blood now. And Duarte's face looks like a roadmap of lumps.
They have to take another look at that eye, Tim. Very bad shape. Big right hand by Davila again, but Duarte with that great heart fights right back. Fights harder when he gets hit.
We're back, round 10, scheduled for 12. Tim Ryan with Gil Clancy live from the Forum on CBS Sports Saturday. It has been a tremendous battle. Frankie Duarte and Albert Davila. Cut at the corner of the left eye of Davila, still bothering him. Massive lumps on the visage of Duarte, but he's pressing the issue here early in round 10. Right now, Gil, we've got Davila very slightly ahead. Remember, he scored a knockdown in round number 4. A flash one, was no real damage done to Duarte, but the point scored by Davila.
Well, Davila put those early rounds in the bank, Tim. And since then, it's been catch up for Frankie Duarte, and he's doing a pretty good job of it.
Some of these rounds, we should point out, very difficult to score, very close. Again, another of these shows of respect, sportsmanship by both fighters. They could have this fight without a referee. Duarte a little busier than Davila right now. Neither fighter able to land anything with a sting on it.
But believe me, both of these guys still have enough left to knock the other guy down. They're throwing punches with a lot of snap.
Virtually all of that blood you see is from that one cut.
Every time Duarte gets hit, he comes back stronger.
Under a minute to go. Round 10. And time is called by the referee, Lou Filippo, saying the doctor's got to have a look at that cut. Davila fans on their feet with boos, fearful that they would stop it. Dr. Bernard Schwartz on the ringside in the white jacket. Looking at the cut, Filippo did not award the fight as a TKO. He's just called the doctor in. Dr. Schwartz taking a close look at it. Looks like they're going to stop it. They're going to stop it. It is a technical knockout for Frankie Duarte in the 10th round. And the Ten Goose Boxing Club, who gave this young man an opportunity for a boxing comeback, may indeed see their 32-year-old warrior get another world title opportunity.
Tim, this fight, it was a shame to see either guy lose because the deciding factor in the fight was the butt. If it wasn't for the accidental headbutt, something different could have happened. It was a shame to see Albert Davila lose that way.
Absolutely right. On the other hand, I don't think you're suggesting that they shouldn't have stopped it. It was a pretty severe cut.
No, Tim, as I said the round before, I said they certainly should take a look at this cut.
Okay, we'll be right back to talk with both of these brave warriors in a moment. We're back in the ring where this fight has been stopped in the 10th round. And we'll try and get both the fighters over here. Frankie Duarte. Frankie, can we also get Albert over here? Can we get Albert over here? All right, Frankie. Frankie, this was an unbelievable, grueling fight. We gave the early rounds to Davila. We gave you the middle rounds all but one the way we saw it. But it is somewhat of a shame, as Gil Clancy just said moments ago, for it to end on a cut that was caused by an accidental butt.
I don't know. I don't know what it's caused by, but you know, I wish I could have gone the distance. I think I always keep getting stronger. I wouldn't have gotten any weaker. I would have kept going strong. I think he was fading out, and I was trying to get my rhythm better. And I think my best rounds are the 10th, 11th, 12th, all the way to the 15th. But I wish I could have shown it.
That did seem to be the case, as we indicated, that you were the one who was coming back, and Al was starting to fade a little bit. But it was a tremendous war between two guys. The obvious respect you have for each other. Albert, can I just steal him for a minute here? Albert, I know you got to feel badly about the fight ending this way. It was a tremendous battle.
Well, yeah, you know, at the rules meeting, they said, don't worry, there's not going to be no stops on cuts. You know, it was an accidental butt early in the fight, about the 4th or 5th round when I got the cut, and I felt a hard headbutt, and I felt the blood come down. So I told the referee at the end of the round, he just kind of, shrugged no, but hey, I know, I know the shots he's hitting me with, and I blocked a lot of those right hands. He hit me high, but those headbutts. And
it was an accidental butt. We can show it back on tape, but the thing is that you can't really see the cut yourself, Albert. I'm looking right at it. It's pretty severe.
Yeah, the doctor said it's an artery, it's a dangerous cut.
Here it is. Here you can just see it as Frankie had just ducked under a shot of yours. He came up and hit you right by the eye there. I think it was accidental. I think when you see it.
It's unfortunate the fight had to be stopped like this because I feel I was winning the fight easily. You know, he's strong, and I expected he was coming at me. But, I mean, I was hitting him 5-1, I believe.
One of the things that was very impressive was that each round at the beginning you would touch each other's gloves. It's a clear sign of respect and affection I think you guys have. You're really a tribute to this sport. It's a blood sport. We're seeing that here today, but really maybe you can just reflect on your attitude about this particular match and your opponent.
Well, I expected a hard fight for Frankie, and like I told his dad earlier that, I love Frankie. I love him for, what he's done with boxing and the opportunity given me on CBS, and also thanks to CBS for this opportunity. And unfortunately, it had to end this way. I feel like I was a command in the fight. He's coming on, but that's his fight. I know I was hitting him some good body shots, hitting him some good shots on top, and I was getting stronger. All
right, Albert. Thank you for a tremendous show. Frankie, obviously, you're going to be thinking about another world title opportunity. Last one, a lot of people thought that you were the winner of that one. At age 32, you want another try.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, I actually, you know, like Albert said, you know, the early rounds are rough for me, but I feel I get stronger as the fight goes on, and with a world title shot, over a 15-round period, I think I'll get better as the rounds go on.
Okay.
Let's do it. So.
All right, Frankie. All right, we've got to go away to a commercial message right now. We'll return here and give you another little look at some of the highlights of this tremendous battle. Frankie Duarte defending his title again. We are back here in the ring at the Forum after this tremendous battle. Frankie Duarte's incredible odyssey back into the boxing wars continues here. Somewhat unfortunate ending, as even he articulated here, although he felt he was going to win the fight had it gone on. But Duarte nonetheless the winner as the fight is stopped because of that severe cut. Let's go back into some of the action in round number 3, as you'll see Davila forcing the issue and landing heavily in this round. Round number 3, Davila and Duarte, and the pace really picked up in the second round. Gil, I scored it closely for Davila, but the damage in terms of physical damage was done by Duarte. There's a slight cut at the left corner of the left eye of Davila.
Well, that's one of those right hands of Duarte. He reaches him with that right hand every once in a while, Tim, and it's a powerful punch.
Good work in the corner on it by John Montez. By Duarte. That one fell short. Now with the jab. Better start in this round by Duarte, but a solid uppercut from Davila. Led with that twice now, made it pay off.
Davila's like a little businessman in there, Tim. He concentrates, he moves his hands like a machine. Punches by Davila. He'll pay off later on, or maybe early.
And a solid jab again. The difference thus far is that Davila's made more of his punches count.
The difference is Davila is a much more elusive target than Duarte. He's a taller guy. Duarte stands right up there. Not too hard to hit. Albert moves side to side. He's a little guy, and he moves that head pretty good.
Telling them to watch their heads inside. Nobody wants to see this fight end because of cuts from a butt, accidental or otherwise.
Now you're watching a 5'2" guy land good stiff jabs. You don't have to be tall to have a good jab, Tim. It's all in the timing.
Another minute to go in round 3. Another grueling round. Furious pace. No resting at all. They have not been on the ropes. It's all been like this.
And Duarte has been successful to the body, Tim. Last 30 seconds of this round. And Albert's mouth is wide open.
Combination by Davila and another right hand scored. Backed up Duarte.
Backed him up, Mike.
Another right hand. Duarte on a little wobbly legs, but just fighting on instinct here. Firing punches, trying to move Davila back. Final seconds of round 3. Well, Gil Clancy and I have made our way up to the host location here, and just a sample of the kind of action that we saw through the course of that fight. And Gil, I guess just to reiterate, a shame, as you said, that the fight had to end that way. Of course, Frankie thought that he was coming on and would have won the fight on points. Is it impossible to predict that?
Tim, it was impossible to predict. It looked like he got his second win, and he was coming on. Again, Davila had all the early rounds. I would like to have seen the last 2 rounds and have a clear-cut winner.
You know, I guess the possibility of a rematch exists. Here are these guys at age 32. They could do it again. I know the crowd here in California would like to see it, and I'm sure the fighters would go for it one more time, although Frankie Duarte, I'm sure would want to go first for a world title shot if he gets one.
Tim, I always knew you were a cruel guy. How could you ask these guys to fight each other again in a fight like that?
Well, somehow I think the spirit they showed is something that would make them sustain it again one more time. Let's go back and see the finish of the the fight here. You can see the blood from that cut literally covered the chest and faces of both of the boxers, and suddenly the referee Lou Filippo steps in. He had been watching it carefully and closely and calls for the doctor, Bernhard Schwartz. Now here the case is that the referee stopped the fight for the doctor to have a look at the cut. So it was a medical decision that was made. There's Dr. Schwartz in the white, and Lou Filippo had not at this point awarded the fight to Duarte, but when the doctor said that the cut was too severe, of course, he wouldn't let him go on. So
hometown hero Pernell Whitaker takes a giant step toward a world boxing title. He is scheduled to go 12 rounds against a much more experienced opponent, Miguel Santana of Puerto Rico and the Bronx, New York. Whitaker, the Olympic gold medal winner, is in his dressing room right now. So let's join ABC's boxing analyst, Alex Wallo.
Chris, there are very few cities in America that identify as strongly with an athlete as Norfolk, Virginia does.